Hey you guys, Happy New Year's. I hope you guys are doing good. I know I am. Um so still no DVD horror pack. Thought it was gonna be here by now, but it's not. It's not. So instead I'm gonna do talking about I'm gonna talk about another movie. I'm going to actually talk about or review, I guess, give my opinion on a movie that I got in my Blu-ray pack last year actually. And that movie that I'm going to discuss is John Carpenter's The Ward. I just watched this Friday night. Yes, Friday night. Sorry, just now getting around to talking about it. I'm really sorry, you guys. Was planning on doing it sooner. I was lazy. I'm sorry. Plus, this weekend we have the Twilight Zone marathon going on, and even though I have all five seasons on DVD, I watch it. I'll turn it on and stuff while I'm doing other stuff, just because, like I said, it's like a tradition for me. I've been watching this marathon since I was 12, so you know, gotta watch a little bit of it. So anyway, onto the ward. Like I said, watched it Friday night, popped it in Friday night, and I gotta say, I liked it. I liked it. Although with John Carpenter, in my opinion, you really aren't gonna be that disappointed in whatever you watch by him. It's very hard to be disappointed with one of his movies. So not really surprised that I was happy with it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Very interesting too. I did not really see the twist in this coming. With that being said, there's probably going to be spoilers, so that's your clue right there to stop watching if you don't want it spoiled. But yeah, movie starts off like right in jumps right into the action. We're introduced to this girl, Kristen. We don't know who she is at first when we first are introduced to her. I don't know why you have to hold it like this. You guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, just me, being goofy, whatever. So, like I said, we're introduced to Kristen right away, and right off the bat, we notice that she's like being chased by the cops or whatever. She's trying to hide from them, and then the next thing we see is that she's in front of like a burning house, and we're like, what? And I feel like when we first see that, when we first see her in front of the burning house, I almost kind of took it as like she didn't set the fire, like maybe she was a little surprised that this place, whatever it was on fire. I definitely didn't have a sense like she set this fire. Just whatevs. But cops find her at this burning house, and they take her to a psych ward. Where she's like, "Why am I here? I really don't understand what I'm here. Why am I being held here? What's going on?" So right off the bat, we're kind of like it's almost like a mystery. It's definitely more of like a mystery horror. Lots of horror in it though. More on the horror side, but it's got some of that mystery, trying to like figure out this puzzle and everything. And by the way, this movie actually, something I really liked about this movie was it was set in the '60s, like the mid '60s. I believe it was like 1966 ish, 65 or 66, I think, that this movie was is set in, is what I'm trying to say. Set in. Sorry, that sounded a little weird. A little weird. But whatevs. So yeah, so like I said, she's brought to this psych ward and everything, and she's trying to figure out like why she's here. She's not really sure, why the cops brought her to this insane asylum, mental institution. And I like that they set this in the '60s for the reason of that, you know, she was brought to this place kind of not knowing why, maybe sort of against her will a little bit. And, you know, just to give you guys a heads up on, obviously I wasn't alive in the 60s, but like the mental health system definitely was not like how it is now. Like we have so much more knowledge about mental illness and ways to figure out if someone should be institutionalized or anything. So, you know, like today, you know, you're not going to necessarily see someone um, completely like just be checked into an insane asylum. There's many steps. You have to have like a psych evaluation and everything. Like back then, you really, I don't think doctors even did psych exams or anything. So it was kind of like, oh, they seem a little crazy. Let's just put them in and give them these drugs, pump them up with the drugs. So it's very different. So that's kind of why I like it, because, you know, if you kind of know that watching this movie, I feel like you might view it a little bit differently, other than like, well, what the hell, why is she there, like that doesn't make sense, they didn't do this, they didn't, you know, like. So just to give you guys some context for those of you who haven't seen it, and plus two, I know, like I said, like I obviously wasn't born or alive in the 60s or anything, and I know a lot of you who watch me kind of are a little bit older. They, you know, you kind of know this already about the mental health system. I know some of you guys are maybe my age or even younger, although I feel like people around my age have a little better understanding about the mental health system from like the 60s versus today. But for those of you who are younger, because I'm pretty sure a few of you who regularly watch me are a bit younger than me, so just so you guys know, if you guys ever check this movie out, you know, just give you a little bit of context of the like psych wards of the 60s, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s a little bit. I think the 80s was right around when things started to change and we had a better understanding of like mental health and stuff. So, but anyway, on with the movie, not about the whole history of mental health. Anyway, so she's in here, and you know, she's in there with, what was it, like three or four other girls, and they're all in there. A few of them have been there for, you know, for a while, and you know, this girl Kristen, she has like no like recollection of like really where she came from, like almost like amnesia. So you're like, okay, well, what's this girl's story? Like, what's, you know, why is she there? Like, you know, she's got to have amnesia. What's, you know, what did she do that's so wrong that she can't remember? And like one by one, these girls are like, they're getting killed, but other girls think like these other girls are just going home basically. But that's not the case, because there is a spirit, shall we say, of another girl, Tammy, I believe, that Kristen actually took over her room. And so, you know, you get like little flashes of like this like ghost demon girl or whatever, who I guess, you know, or we are to assume that is Tammy. And, you know, Kristen, like at night, like she's not taking her meds. She's very in tune with, okay, well, they're giving me these medications. They're not telling me what they're for or what they are or anything. So she'll put them in her mouth, or she'll even stomp on them, but she'll like tongue them, as they say in the mental health wards. She'll tongue her meds, and then like after the guard leaves, she'll like spit them out and put her in like her pillowcase, so that way she kind of can figure things out with a clear head. Cause she's like, you know, something's up, like something's not right with this place and with these people or with these doctors. So, you know, this whole movie, you know, she's kind of like figuring things out, trying to get out and everything. Even like escaping, trying to escape with one of the other girls. And you know, and each of these girls are like very different personalities. Like there's one girl who is very much childlike, like, you know, she wears her hair in pigtails and it's very like, oh, Kristen, Oh, almost talks like in a baby voice. There's the other girl who is in the remake of Friday the 13th. I think she played Jenna, I think, the redheaded girl in this movie, who's a little bit more like the slut, as we like to call in horror movies. So we have her, and then we have another girl, a third girl that is in there that's been in there, who is just kind of like this typical, like, okay, nut job. Like, she definitely seems like, okay, that's someone who is a little cuckoo. So, different, like, personalities and everything, which, at the end we kind of, like, figure out, like, why all these people have, like, such different personalities. And Kirsten obviously is, like, more like the level-headed one of trying to figure things out, of, like, why all these girls are here and everything. And at the end, when she's like after like all the girls are dead, like dead, she gets caught again, and the doctor explains like, no, you're not going crazy. You're not the one going crazy. In fact, you're not like even real. Like you are actually a figment of a different girl's memory. Actually, I'm sorry, the Tammy girl. Um, she took over to this girl Tammy's room, I believe. I think. Sorry. Sorry if I am like not getting that name right, because now I'm starting to think that that's not right. But um, Tammy's not really like the ghost or something. She's actually another. She's another patient there. I was going to say inmate. That's not right. Oh, well, you could almost say inmate because all these girls, like I said, are like almost being held against their will. But there's another girl there who supposedly was there who had like a very traumatic experience. And then like as the girls are kind of dying, we start to realize like, okay, like it seems like something happened to this girl who passed away, and it seems like all the other girls um, had something to do with it. Actually had kind of something to do with it. They pretty much like bullied this girl and like beat her up or something, or played a trick on her. And then she was ended up like being held like against her will, like hidden away and getting like molested and everything by one of the guards, or one of the one of the orderlies. That's what I'm trying to say. So, to kind of like deal with all this, this girl, like kind of in her head, like her brain created all these different personalities to sort of help her mind, like just not even like cope with what had happened or anything, or, just to like kind of manage to like get through life. So so basically we find out that all these girls that we were watching through the entire movie are all like figments of this other girl's imagination, like I said. And, I think that was very cleverly done, to really kind of see like, get inside the mind of someone who has gone through a traumatic experience and like having multiple personality disorders. Because, like I said a few minutes ago, how all these girls are so different. Like each one of them has a very distinctive trait to them. Like not a single girl is like even semi similar to another girl. So just to kind of dive into that, and I think Carpenter really kind of executed that very well, of, like I said, having this girl who has traumatic experience, and how her brain kind of comes up with these personality disorders, or different personalities, and have them be like the characters of the movie and carry the movie, I think was brilliant. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of like basically the movie. And I didn't really see the twist at the end coming. I know that like all that might not be completely accurate, because like I said, I just watched it on Friday, and I was a little tired, but that's basically the gist of it. So like, well, a fact or two might be like a little off, or I might be getting a little thing mixed up a little bit. But basically, that's like the gist of it. Um, I mean, when I watch this again, like down the line, maybe I'll do an upgraded blah, 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 review on this. But I just definitely wanted to get you guys a movie review, and plus two, I mean, I did really enjoy this movie, like I said. So, um, but yeah, so like I didn't, like I was saying a moment ago, I really didn't see the twist coming at the end, and like 8 out of 10 times, I can always like kind of figure out the twist. So it was kind of nice to watch a movie where I didn't really figure out the twist or anything, because I honestly was thinking like, oh, okay, this is probably gonna be like a haunted asylum, maybe like a ghost story type thing, kind of like how The Fog was back in 1981, also by John Carpenter, which it was kind of interesting because I was like watching it, and like I was like, oh, it seems like maybe it's like another ghost story type thing, almost like The Fog. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird because he's already kind of done a ghost story, and I just feel like John Carpenter doesn't really like recycle ideas, like, oh, okay, like I've done a ghost story, I don't really want to do another ghost story type thing. So I know some of his stuff like is a little similar to other pieces of work he's done, but like overall he doesn't really he usually has like newer ideas for each movie, which is nice. Nice. Um but yeah, so like I said, I just I didn't see that ending coming, and maybe in a way too, I wasn't really trying to figure out. Actually, I know I wasn't really trying to figure out, because I can always kind of feel myself. I can always tell with myself when I'm trying to figure out like the ending of like, okay, what's going on with this? Like, okay, what's the director and writer gonna try and like pull? And maybe too, I didn't really try to figure it out because it's John Carpenter. Like he knows what he's doing. I pretty much always expect something to be really good with him. So, but that's my little take on the Ward. Check it out. Um, definitely a good watch. I would say even if you're not like the biggest John Carpenter fan, definitely watch it. Especially if you're someone who kind of really only knows or are aware of John Carpenter only for like Halloween, The Fog. I almost said Prom Night, and I was like, no, he didn't do that. I'm thinking Prom Night because Jamie Lee Curtis was in The Fog and Prom Night. But like like I've seen Halloween, Prom, or there we go, not Prom Night, The Fog, The Fog. They Live. The remake of The Thing. So, if you're kind of more aware of him for stuff like that, or like, Escape from LA and stuff, um, like, definitely check this one out. This is definitely a little bit different. I would say, like, it's, one of more of his different ones, such as actually, like, Escape from, New York and LA, or, what was the other one I just mentioned? Oh, They Live. So, little different, still, very much in his embedded in his like horror roots. But like I said, definitely much different. Something a little, much different from him other than like, like I said, Halloween or The Fog. Like if you are kind of just really aware of his work, mainly on like those will be a nice little change for you guys. So, check it out. Good watch, good watch. It's like an hour and a half, so it's a quick movie to get through. Definitely check it out. Maybe next time I watch this, or after I watch it a couple of times, I'll watch the commentary with John Carpenter actually and Jared Harris. Let you guys know about what that's about. How the commentary is. We'll see though. But until next time, guys, hopefully in the next couple of days, I will be getting my horror packs. We'll see. My horror pack, I should say, my DVD horror pack. So we'll see. We'll see. I know that it is in my state, though. My DVD pack is in my state. It left the Chicago Metro post office on Saturday, I think. So it's probably sitting down the street at my post office right now. I should go try and find the truck it's in and just get it. No, I don't feel like getting arrested. But anyway, that's my little spiel, little update on horror pack and everything. Till next time, you guys stay creepy and classy as always, and don't forget to be a little sassy. Take care, you guys.